Hi, class. So this is our last module for the class this semester, and this is our second exam. So I'm just going to walk you through the exam. It'll be exactly like the first exam, actually. It's pretty much the same thing. It's just that the questions cover a different material, but the way you submit the exam, the way you should write it is exactly the same way. So the due date would be Sunday, the 19th of the 20th. So you have extra time to write it. You have a week and a half, more than a week and a half to write it. How to submit it? You write your exam as a Microsoft Word document, and you upload your exam on the bottom of this page, just like you would upload reading responses or the first exam. Please, you must include your first and last name in the name of your file, like Artur Artinian dash second exam, POL 100. And also include your email just in case. You must include your email as well, just in case for me to have it if I need to communicate with you. The exam is 8 questions. Each question is worth 12.5 points for a total of 100. You have partial credit, just like on the first exam. I'm not going to return your exams because there's no time. The exam is due in finals week. However, you can check your final course grade about a week or so later via Blackboard, by logging into Blackboard. And there's going to be a column under grades that's going to be your final grade. Okay. Standard things. This is an open book exam, open notes, open videos. You can use anything we have on the website in addition to the reading materials and your own notes that you've taken, but you should not use any outside material. If you do, I'm not going to give credit for that question or those answers. You have to write at least 5 to 7 page sentences per answer. You can't just write 1 or 2 sentences. That would be insufficient amount of discussion. Okay, so that gives you like a ballpark figure on how much to write. And here are the exam questions. First question, they're kind of in chronological order. Think about how the Supreme Court judges get their jobs at the court. Now, this was a part of the reading in Module 11, I believe, where we talked about the court system, and we read how the federal court system gets its judges appointed, and how specifically the Supreme Court has judges that are picked by the president, suggested by the president, and approved by Congress. So in other words, Supreme Court judges are not elected in their jobs. Do you agree that the Supreme Court is an anti-democratic part of our government, as many people have written who study American politics, that the Supreme Court is not democratic the way it functions precisely because the judges are chosen that way? The question here is, what could be the reasons for this way of choosing judges in the Supreme Court when they wrote the Constitution? And hint, you should connect your answer to what we wrote about and what you thought about in Federalist number 10, where we studied which social class played a real leading role in our government system. Right? It was the class of the wealthy, so there's got to be some kind of a connection. So review our discussion for Federalist number 10 and of some of the intro videos that I have for that module, and see if you can connect that to why the Supreme Court was designed to be anti-democratic. Number 2, straight up question from the Walmart case module. What is the difference between gender and sex? Provide an example to illustrate your point. So we have that PowerPoint slide where this is discussed. 3, what is the difference between radical and liberal feminism? Same thing, the same module. Explain your answer and try to come up with an example. Number 4, which court in the US court system is the closest to the people? This is in the textbook, that link to the textbook, online textbook where this is discussed. So make sure you review that part as you write this answer. Remember, we're a federal court system. There are 3 different levels of courts. What are they? Which one seems to be the closest to the people? Moving on to the Walmart case. What did the Supreme Court decide in the Betty Dukes versus Walmart case? Be detailed. Now, a good answer, an A or a B plus answer here, would briefly explain what the case was about and make clear that this was a court case that involved gender based discrimination. This is what the women and their lawyers were arguing that clearly this was gender-based discrimination at Walmart. But the Supreme Court saw it in a different way, right? And explained how they ruled in this case. And there's like a specific keyword that is that keyword commonality, the commonality clause, right? The first 2.5 pages of that reading is where the key of the answer is, if you want to review it. Moving on, according to Martin Luther King, what are the goals of a nonviolent campaign of civil disobedience? You should explain what he says, not simply paraphrase his words, right? So in the letter from Birmingham jail, in one part of the letter, he says, well, these are the goals of a nonviolent campaign, civil disobedience, is to accomplish what? And he tells you. And the question is asking you to understand and be clear about what MLK's understanding of nonviolent campaign civil disobedience was. So you just have to find that place in the reading, put it in your own words, and explain what he said. Give an example of what that nonviolent campaign of civil disobedience would be like, and how would it accomplish its goal. Number 7, according to Martin Luther King, how can you tell the difference between just and unjust laws? Again, this is discussed in that letter, and also our discussion question was about this as well. So think about it as you write this. Lastly, this is a straightforward question, number 8. What is the free rider problem? That's the last module, 14. There's a description in the textbook chapter we read. What is a free rider problem, right? So all I'm asking you is to show that you understand what that means and give an example of a free rider problem. Okay, and that's basically the exam. Once you finish it, go ahead and upload it by the usual way, entering your name, choose your file, and click submit. And that's basically it. If you have any questions, please send me an email at any time. Have a great week and 2 weeks. Good luck with the semester, with the final exam, and thanks for, we have this kind of long distance, I call them long distance, fully online courses, but hopefully it was fun in the sense that you read something that you didn't read before, and that you got something out of the course in terms of a more detailed or deeper appreciation of American government. I enjoyed it myself. It was a challenge for me to kind of structure the class in a new way, fully online, but a lot of the comments I got on the discussion forums are really thoughtful, and so are the exams. So take care, and I'll look forward to reading your exams on the 19th.